One of them is, I forgot what chapter it is, but he, Nicetas fight one of the enforcers. And I first made him like a Terminator, you know, when you look at him, he's kind of like a Terminator. So I drew like this big, you know, buff guy, like all beat up, you know, shirt ripped and stuff, and then Eric's like, no. And I mean, it was nice too. And I was like, oh yeah, this is nice. Then like he's like, no, it's kind of like a riot gear type guy, you know. Then I drew something and he had like a big like wand, like, you know, like a tasing type wand. He's like, no, they're the Terminator, so they want to kill you. I'm like, oh. So I had to do that one like 2-3 times, but each time was still pretty good. And even in that, he's like, oh, you gotta change the background. So I was like, oh.
No, that's me.
Add change. I had to draw it over again, so it was good.
All right, I'm gonna start with the other end. Mr. Blair, what you learned so far from the project?
Not to send my pictures in for you to judge them, so I can't want to change them. No, it was a lot of. This is the first real team I think I worked on, and met one of my best friends now, Shawn, Alleyne. Being here talking 3-4 times a week about just anything in the business. I think it was the relationship with Eric and with Antonio. Everyone here has put so much in, and spending time with them and seeing the back end of where the book came from, seeing where the sketch was started and development of them was very nice. I'm actually looking forward to seeing the book.
Yeah, well, actually, the book finally came in on Wednesday night. The second novel, we finally got it. Said, thank you, God, it's over. And we had to go back and the printer and make sure everything came out properly. But even the book is even bigger than the first book. It's just an awesome work. Well, Mr. Nick Harris, you know you've been short term so far, but you're adding more to the field of the third book right now.
Yeah, as an artist, you hate to get caught up in like a rut. So, you know, you have these characters that have one costume, you want to draw the same thing over and over to a different position. And it gets boring after a while, but with this, you have freedom to do whatever you really want with these characters. And it doesn't let the reader get settled on one thing, it lets the reader also use their own imagination. You know, that's what it does for me, it inspires somebody to just, you know, you don't have to see Spider-Man, you can picture in your head, you know, a suit. And instead, when you start reading, you say, oh, well, I think it would look like this. And it becomes more interesting to the person because you feel like you're making your own movie or the book that you're reading. So that's how I do my art also. And doing my own copy.
Eric was very open with that. There was times where I'd seen a couple of pictures that he gave me reference for the character, and some of the stuff was different on each one. And his explanation was, it's your take on this character. Whereas I think with some other characters, like you're saying, the Spider-Man, you're not changing Spider-Man at all, really. I think it was very crazy. The yellow and red Spider-Man was out there and accepted, but I think it was a lot. It was a nicer environment to work in when you had a little bit more freedom to decide what it was.
Yeah. So this is even for like younger kids, because there's mostly a lot of kids reading this stuff. You know, our little kids look up to all these superheroes for different reasons. And when they're drawing, you know, now they get to use their creativity in a certain project like this. So it just helps everybody.
Well, I've only done one bit of commission for this, so I mean, I can't say I've learned a lot. But when I was doing this, I only done one thing.
It was your first commission. It's an
That's how it's honest, man.
That's what's out.
I mean, I've only done one thing, so I can't say I learned a ton of things. But when doing it, I really like, I never really thought about, when I was drawing just for myself, I really thought about, like, what position, where the camera angle is. And when I was drawing this, I was like, I really, really need to prove myself here. So I just learned a little bit more about how to position the character, where to put them, maybe the space and whatnot. And one more thing, though, I learned was that I really hate working at Cadoba, and I could do this for the rest of my life.
Good man.
All right,
Shawn.
The question was what you learned, right? Whatever. Well, we're being honest on the panel, right?
Yeah, we're honest. Okay.
We're being completely honest. For me, I met Eric early on in my career. Where it was like my third convention. And from there, Eric's been pretty good with me. I kid him a lot about, like you might say, hey, Shawn, you're under my thumb, you're on my staff. I'm like, get off of me. You don't know me like that. But but seriously, like, if you want to work with somebody, like, this is commission work for me. Eric paid me to do a job. And a lot of times in this business, as you go in this industry, you learn it is a business. As much as you love it, and we all love superheroes and stuff like that. And working with Eric, he actually set a pretty good standard for how a client should be treated their employee. And from him, I learned certain things because starting off, like a lot of times, unless you have somebody to go to and ask certain questions, you learn a lot of things on your own. So from working with him and doing it slowly but surely, I learned certain things I should do, certain things I shouldn't. And I don't know how many writers are in here. I see a couple of writers, but one of the things I learned from Eric, and this is the brutally honest part, communication is key. Because Eric did have a loose hand at the beginning. He was like, hey, Shawn, I want you to have fun with this character. Just have fun with him. I was like, okay, cool. This is my chance. Let me do this piece. And then I actually did the cover for the second book, and Blair provided the colors. So by now, I'm thinking I'm a veteran. Me and Eric been around the block. I'm going to do what I want. And he said, no, you got to change this and you got to change that. And, he is the client, so it taught me you can't ever get too comfortable or assume something about the writer or whoever you're working with. You gotta have that level of communication. And thanks to him being honest enough to say, hey, Shawn, this is good, but you need to do this, do that. It brought me back to the business side again. It's fun, but you gotta respect the client, and hopefully they respect you, and you go from there.
Be on time.
Yeah, be on time. He doesn't like that.
I
I've been late to good stuff.
That's a good point.
But the thing is, this truly is a business. If you are a writer, if you are going to be an artist in the industry, make sure that you treat this like a business. And, we want to say it's a hobby and all, but if you want to be really serious about the business, well, actually, in the room, who wants to be an artist industry? Who wants to be a writer industry? Yeah, there's a few guys. There you go. But it is a business. You have to be conscious of what you're doing, how you treat people. I know that me and Shawn, and he did it professionally. I will say this. Even I learned something. When I put the website, and I put down artist staff, and one day we went to a Xion meeting, and it was pretty funny. And they said, "Here, I had to talk to you." Okay, so. And the thing is, he did it. Now the thing about it is that he did it in a very respectful manner. It was a sidebar. He said, "Eric, but the people I know you do. I'm going to work for you and stuff like that. Also work for other people as well." But when someone went to the site and said, they thought they had to contact me first so they could talk to Shawn. And I said, they think that that they owe me to you. So guess what I did? I said, Shawn, I totally apologize. I was very apologetic. I said, and Shawn said, no, it's not. I said, but it's still business. I have to take care of business. So I went back on the site. I said, guess what I did? I put down independent staff, indie staff. All my guys are independently staffed. I don't own rights to any of these guys at all. But also, if you're a writer, if you're going to do this a caption novel, is that anyone you pick out to work with you on the staff that you're creating, at least for the books, they're not your staff, but they're working with you. Unless you're paying their rent, their mortgage, for their kids' college and everything else, then you say yes, that's your staff, that you own what they do. But in that, they are independent, and treat them humanely, treat them with respect. Don't ever do anything in public and say, don't ever do anything like that. Always be respectful in this business, because guess what? Life is a big circle. It'll come back to you and bite you in the butt if you're not being right about it. All right.
And secret 3.
Yeah. But even before these guys came along, I did have other artists, directors I was working with, even for film, and I had some issues with them. And I disrespectfully, I took them off of what I was doing. They hated me for it, but the thing at the same time, they had to respect me because I did it in front of them, not around anyone else. But you have to be careful what you do in this industry. Another thing too, I guess going to the reason why you guys did your